Hi everybody, I'm Allison. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to anybody who's new, and thanks for coming back, subscribers. We are on Flosstube number 17 today. I have a list in front of me, I have a pen. I try not to drop it and click it, but you're going to hear it. I've got lots of stuff here. I'm going to jump right in. I'm filming on January 15th, 2025. I'm in Arizona, if you're new. It's very windy out. It is also very windy in California. We are very sad to see about the fires. Thoughts with everybody out there in California. If I sniffle, it's because it is very windy and very dry. I will try not to sniffle. I have, holy smokes, I'm surrounded by stuff. I did a video between Flosstube 16 and 17 for stitch-alongs that I'm starting and continuing for this year. I'll link it below, but I will go over all that today. I have a lot of cross stitch over here, including some new charts, a new free chart for everybody. Yay! Some promotional things for the shop. I do a shop update at the end. I'll have an animal update again at the end. Lots of animal updates. Punch needle, some Christmas gifts to share, and oh wow, I have a lot of project bags. I spent a lot of time in December. Sorry, it's really windy and a bird just like flew by my window. But I spent a lot of time in December working on project bags, different styles, different sizes. I wanted to get more in the shop for everybody. Let me look at my notes really quick. We are going to do cross stitch, whips, cells, finishes. Oh yeah, finishes. Sorry for the edit there. I also have a couple dogs behind me on a couch, so I may have to stop from time to time. And again, like I said, it's really windy. If I sneeze or sniffle, I'm gonna do a cut in the video so you don't have to listen to it. I wanted to give a special thank you to people who've stopped by the Etsy shop and who've left nice reviews. I really do appreciate it. It helps. If you don't shop, you can always follow my shop or like some items. I think they call it favoriting. I'm in front of a window and I just saw a bird. We have a new bird buddy out there. I'll talk about that in the animal updates section. Before I forget, I also want to give a thank you to the Snitch Stitcher. I'll put it on the screen for mentioning me in her Flosstube channel. Let's get started. I always start with the quilt behind me. I'm a quilter. This quilt was part of an AccuQuilt sew along. I finished the top in 2023. It took April 2023. It took me until August 2024 to get it quilted, and then I bound it in September 2024. Took a while. These fabrics are from the Red Hot Fabric Collection by Riley Blake Designs. And I do the long arming. I'm a long arm quilter. Information below if you need anything long armed. Let me know. The holiday rush is over. I've got time. I do stuff by mail too, so if you're not in Arizona, you can ship me your quilt top. I did film a video, 2025 Stitch Along Special. I'm also going to link that below. I'm going to go over all of these Stitch Alongs today. I'm marking things off as I go so I don't miss anything. Okay, sorry, little off today. One of our animals is not doing particularly well, and I've had a couple nights where I just have not had a lot of sleep. So if I'm a little off or a little tired, that's why. I want to start with quick shameless self-promotion for the Etsy shop. But seeing as Valentine's Day is coming, this is my Love to Stitch chart. I will link it below. All my charts are PDF downloads, very reasonably priced, and there's finishing instructions in with the chart. This is stitched on a 14 count. You can stitch this called for like that, nice with the pinks for Valentine's Day, or pick any colors you want. I wanted to make sure I showed that and didn't forget that. I have a new, well, it's not new. You may have seen this before, but I have a free chart. It's got a string on it. It's available on my website, azfamilyzoo.com. I'll link it below. You scroll to the bottom. There's actually two free charts. The first one, this piece of paper is kind of wrinkled. There's just a real quick cross stitch with hearts. And then I recently put on the, I'm just going to drop it on the floor. I recently put on the website the chart for this. These are the cactus ladies. This is a free chart. Again, you can go to my website. It's on the homepage on the bottom. And I'm going to film a finishing tutorial for this. I've actually had this sitting to do a finishing tutorial probably 6 months because my husband gave me this wood tray. And I said, oh, that's perfect. And I gathered what I needed to finish this, and it just got buried under all the holiday things and other stuff. So grab your free chart, stitch it up, and I'll work on getting a finishing tutorial put together. Okay, I do have a couple new charts. I'm going to move that over here, and I'll do that with the shop update. Let's start with finishes. Well, I'm counting that as a finish. It's been finished for a while. I have an embroidery finish. This is the, I forget what it's called. It's free. I'll link it below. But I finished it, but I made some changes. I think it's the bookish embroidery. I had the ghost, this is a hand embroidery project. I had the ghost embroidered and the book and the green leaves, and I was working on the text. I finished the text, and then instead of embroidering the buttons, I was gifted some buttons from a Flosstube viewer. Thank you. Look, I used them. And I put the buttons on instead of hand embroidering the flowers. And I have a finishing idea for this. I wanted to put it on a faux book box. Those things are expensive. So I asked my husband, can you cut me a block of wood? I told him what I was doing with it, and wait till you see what he cut me. He found some closet shelving. It looks like a book. And I have two because he had enough. We redid some things when we moved into the house years ago, but we kept stuff like this. So he cut up, like, this is how it goes in the closet, like this. This is the front, and that's the shelf. And he cut these. It looks like a book. It's perfect. I'm going to paint this white so it looks like pages in a book. And I'm going to mount this on this, and then I can put it on my shelf. Hopefully I'll have that done next time to show you. My camera is doing something weird today. It keeps focusing. Like if I do this, I see the little box moving. I don't know why it's doing that. I kind of know how to use my camera. I could probably get better at it. Sorry about the cut there. I had to cough. We're going to start with work in progress, which I have quite a bit of, and stitch-alongs. Since you're watching, you get a sneak preview of Winter Season Squared, which I finally designed. Although I'm going to cover part of it. I'm stitching it. It'll be in the shop probably within a week. So there's a sneak peek. I'm hoping that's focusing. I don't know why it's doing that weird thing with the box. That should be in the shop soon. All the other seasons are there. I wanted to have this done. I'm gonna hide it at the end of the year last year, but it just didn't happen. And again, if my hair's a little crazy today, I just gave up. You almost got the pineapple messy bun today. It's so windy out there. I have bags similar to this in the shop that I will show later. I made this bag a year or two ago. I got the first 3 done for the chicken club. I finally picked up the next one. This is Beatrice, number 4. So new start and work in progress. I like to outline and fill in. It took me 3 tries to get this right, and you can see it's just half stitches right now. This is 14 count fabric flare chicken wire, or small chicken wire, something like that. I even have some ripped out floss on the back of it. But I finally got that part done. And then I got my chart designed, so I had to set it down. But I would like to get at least a few of these done this year. Like I said, I've got the first 3 done. Oh, and I actually did a finishing video. I'll link that below. Let's see. I think these, no. Okay, sorry. The project bags are over here. I'm looking at what I have and what's in this shop. This, again, you'll see a lot of Lori Holt project bags. These did sell out, but there's new ones. I'll show you when I get to it. This is, oh, give me a second. I'm going to watch what I'm doing in the little screen. I have it folded so the chart is showing, but I don't want to accidentally show the chart, so we'll reach way over here behind the camera. There we go. Happy Camper. This is a Lori Holt Fat Quarter Shop. It's So Emma, whatever you want to call it, design. And I'm stitching it on a 16 count. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff in the bag. Sulky, my own colors, but you know, charted to match this. Here's my progress, and there's a change, and I'll explain my change. Look closely at the camper door and window. See where the camper door ends? I wasn't paying attention, and I stitched my camper door all the way to the top of the camper, which I decided was just fine because I'm tall and I would need a nice door anyway, so I left it. And I slightly changed the window. I gave it the 4 panes instead of, there's just the one there. I had to change the size a little bit. You can see this one is more of a rectangle and mine is a little bit more square. I had to do that to balance it out. I had this whole section done to the door and I was moving on to this. I was not going to unpick that door. So I left it. This is going in a frame that I talked about a couple of floss tubes ago, and I'm going to be leaving off the bottom and cover my face there. That way it'll fit in the frame. I'm going to pack this up. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut because it's going to crinkle. Quick edit there. When I was putting it away, there was some plastic noise. This bag, these are in the shop. I made 6 more. 2 actually sold before I had a chance to film. There's 2 more left. They're tea themed. I'll show them when I get to the shop update. The backs are a bit different because it didn't have that yardage, and the inside's a bit different than this one. But, oh, and the zipper pull was a little bit different. So I'm not going to show that, but I'll show the new ones. Sometimes most of the time when I make bags, I only have a certain amount of fabric, so I can't duplicate what I make, but this one I was able to come close. I am stitching the Sewing Spool Trio Set 1. I'm stitching 2 of the 3. These were, hope we can see, there you go. They're by Crafty Bluebonnet Designs. These were gifted to me by a Flosstube viewer. Thank you. I'm stitching them on 10 count, vintage cloth, buttermilk, because I have a special finishing idea in store and I wanted to use up some 10 count. And I colored these, stuff all over the place today, to match my sewing room. Here's where I am with this one. I'm really glad I put that note on there because I had barely started, and I started in the middle, you can tell, and I had the number 2, and when I picked it up to stitch on it again, I had it like this and I almost put the number backwards. There we go. I'll keep you updated and continue to show this like you're totally excited to be updated on this, but thanks for watching. Kind of a mess today. It's a total train wreck. I should title it Sleep Deprivation Floss Tube. Okay. I'll be showing more of these. And then I've got a really big whip with very little progress. I had to jam it in the basket over here. There we go. It's big. It will be big. Well, big stitch for me. This is called Cycling Fun by Balti Threads. I don't think I've shown this since July of last year. That's when I started it. I started it during the Tour de France. This is going to be for my husband when it's done. He knows I'm stitching on it, so no shock. He kind of watches my videos. He puts them on and lets them run so I get a view, and usually he leaves the room, which is fine. All I had last time was a little bit of the seat post done. Here's my progress. You can see this is the seat post, the bike seat, and the back part of the cyclist. This chart has the most back stitch of any chart I've ever seen. It'll take me a while to finish, but it'll look good. I'm going to set this down. I'll be right back. Ah! There's that weird sense of humor. I've got a basket over here. I'll just sit on the floor. I'm going to move on to stitch alongs. If anybody's still watching, if you haven't given up, thank you. I'm hosting this one myself. Let me look at my hashtag. Hashtag SWTH2025SAL for Stitching with the Housewives 2025 SAL. Wow, it is really windy out there. I've got some bird feeders and they're doing this. I'm stitching the quilter word swap. I did finally start it. You can see on here the colors are a little dark. It matches that antique quilt. I don't have things this color, so I wanted to recolor it, and I was trying to think, how can I recolor it so it'll match? What I did was I pulled the first quilt that I made, which was in February to March 2021. I made it on a Brother Project Runway sewing machine, the whole thing start to finish. Amazon cheap fabrics. It's just a little quilt. I use it quite a bit. It's been washed several times. The dogs sit on it. What I did was look at the colors in this quilt, and that's how I picked my colors. And also, got a lot in my lap right now. My mom had bought some finishing supplies not too long ago. It's going to fit inside of this. That's how I'm going to finish it. Quilts, floor. Let's just do that. Okay. I just started. Here's my start. And of course, when I started, I made the posts too big, which made the quilt too big, and I started to fill in the quilt and it didn't work, so I had to rip off the top and readjust. So that's as far as I am. This will be getting bigger as I go, which it needs to get bigger because I only have one of these itty bitty Q-snaps and I need it for 2 or 3 things. I really like Q-snaps. I have a clamp stand for when I stitch, so this is going to be passed around between projects. So join me again. I'll put the hashtag on the screen, Stitching with the Housewives 2025 stitch along. I'm going to run this all year. This stitch might take me a couple months to do, but when I'm done, I'll start another Stitching with the Housewives. I have a lot of their stuff in my collection. There you go. Now this is Fabric Flare, 14 count, white pine board, I think. 14 count, what's on here? Whitewashed board. If you watch the stitch along video, I held up 2 fabrics. Everybody liked that one. Put that back. These are the bags that are in the shop. We've got some more of these left, Lori Holt bags. They're all different as far as zipper color, top color, and backings. So all the pictures are in the Etsy shop. This stitch along is the Ornament Sal. I'm doing this with the Stitching Owl. I showed this in that other video as well. Let me take my sticky notes off for a second. I actually did that so I can get rid of that sticky note. I'm starting with the Sweetheart Ornaments. This is going to run all year. Any ornament, whatever you got, join us, stitch along, hashtag it, share, all that good stuff. And there's another sticky note here reminding me to make more Lori Holt bags, which I did, so let's get rid of that sticky note. In the stitch along video, I had substituted some of the colors, but I needed to order some floss for other things, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch with the called for DMC, and I'm stitching on 25 count Shadow Lugana. Wait till you see how far I got. Are you ready? I cut my fabric. Da-da! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I have all the pieces I'll need to do all the ornaments, so I'm counting that as a start. I had to order some more. I didn't have enough. So that's it. It just came yesterday or the day before, and I have a serger, so I cut it all. I serged them all. Now they're ready to go. Now I can start. And again, I finished my winter season squared, so whenever I finish something for my shop, everything else stops because I test stitch it with exception, which is over there, which I'll talk about later. See, now you gotta know what I'm gonna show later, so you have to keep watching. Okay, Ornament Sal with the Stitching Owl. She does great finishing ornaments. Her Flosstube will be linked below to Ornament Finishing. Very unique. She's making some of these into lollipops, at least the Christmas ones, and she does lots of ornaments, and she does beading. Check her Flosstube out. I'll link it below. Sorry, the wind is really distracting. It's just like everything's blowing and I keep thinking I'm seeing things move. I also hear our canary, Zazu. Usually it picks up on the video, so if you hear tweeting, that's our canary. Going down. Coming up. Chicken bags. There are more chicken bags in the shop. I'm going to say, when I make these, most of the time I use a jelly roll. I do not have the ability to cut the strips as I would like. This was one of the first ones. I had 2 jelly rolls, and in this jelly roll they happen to be cut beautifully with the chickens all centered. The second jelly roll, not so much, but I made up for it with the backing. So you'll see that. I'll show them. This one was mine, and I actually messed up this one. This is supposed to be on the inside, and that was supposed to be my backing. So that's the one I kept. And on these, I did a really elaborate beaded charm, focus, zipper pull, and I made these again. I'll show that when I get to the shop update. This is for the Funky Chicken Sal, hosted by me. Funky Chickens. You've probably seen them a lot. You'll keep seeing them. If you watched the stitch along video, you got a sneak peek of what I'm going to show. Where did I put it? I finished one of the hens. I already finished and put together the rooster. There's a tutorial for how to sew them together and make your chicken. I'll link it below. But I did finish this one. It's in plastic so it won't get dirty. I'm going to finish the next hen, and then I'll stitch them both up together. I haven't started it, but there's always a big but, isn't there? I have my fabric ready, and it's on the Q-snap, and I've got all my floss. This gives you a chance to catch up. If you want to make these, if you've got the Funky Chickens on your shelf, in your stash, if you like the way they look and you want to buy them, grab them, join into the stitch along. Again, I'm not the fastest stitcher, and wow, this is a lot of work in progress items for me. I usually don't have this many. You have plenty of chance to catch up. In fact, I know there are people who joined me when I started this last year, and they're done. They have all 3 of them stitched and made into chickens, and they've moved on to other things. Not me. Chickens. Again, chicken bags. I'll show you the new ones in a bit. What do we have here? Stitch along. Continuing. Stitch along. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Stitch along number 4. The Lizzie Kate series Sal with 2 tall stitchers. I'll link their channel below. Last year I did the, my hair's just crazy, sorry. Last year I did the green flip its. This year I'm going to do the Halloween rules, which were gifted to me by a Flosstube viewer and quilting customer. Thank you. This is really ambitious. More than likely it'll take me all year, quite possibly more, to finish this. This was the floss I had to order. I wanted to just do the called for floss. I started substituting the floss, and it was just getting ridiculous because I was having to pull from different projects for what was called for and substituting, and I couldn't keep track. So I just ordered floss for this, and that's why I ordered the floss for the ornaments. And I also had to order a larger count, or a larger, like a long length of fabric. I went with a 16 count vintage country mocha Ada. See, I have a note that says to cut my fabric. Plastic. I like the color on this one. This is very similar to what it's stitched on. I'll be starting this soon. I've got all my stuff, all my floss in here. Oh, I wanted to show this. And my board and my scissors. When I made, hang on, where did it go? These. When I made these bags, I used jelly roll strips, and I make strip sets and cut them. I had a little bit left at the end of each row, so I made myself a little bag. It's the only one like it. I decided to keep it. It's got all my floss. Let me know if you like this. I can start doing scrap bags, which I've been wanting to do. We've been really busy. I'll talk about the animals at the end of the video. I put a little antique sewing machine charm on it. I think I just showed you the back side of it. Let's see. Oh, no, I'm showing you the right side. It says Singer on it. Let me see. Let me do that again. I have a couple antique machines. I forgot to take a picture. My husband finished restoring one of them. Let me know if you'd like to see my sewing machines. Maybe I can do a sewing room tour one day. Comment below. Let me know. Thank you. Comments and stuff also help the algorithm and whatnot. So, you know, if you want to comment something random like, I like cheese, you know, go ahead. The more comments, the better. I have this in a project bag that I made August 2023. I wrote it on the inside. So I don't have more of these, but I can certainly make more Halloween bags as it gets towards Halloween, because this was all left over from Halloween projects. Again, this is the Lizzie Kate Series Sal with 2 tall stitchers. I'll link it below. Put it on the screen, link it below. And the last stitch along, which I'm going to start in July, I think some people might want to start now. I want to stitch a Prairie Schooler Santa. So I came up with the hashtag PS Santa Sal 2025. But I'm not going to start until July. I got enough going on. Christmas bag. These are in the shop. I'll show them again. I sold a couple. There's a couple left. And they all have different charms on them. I should have said at the beginning of the video, I'll probably go back and put it on the screen, I came up with some special discount codes that I'm only going to give out during my Flosstube videos to use in my shop. I'll be talking about those later during the shop update. But anyway, my mom gave me a bunch of Prairie Schooler Santas. That I also needed the thread for those. I didn't have a lot of these colors, they're darker. This is the one I'm going to be stitching in July. If I finish 5 or 6 things, maybe I'll start it early, but you know, probably not going to happen. Grab a Christmas bag. Christmas in July is coming. Christmas next year's coming. Zip. All right. That is whips and stitch alongs. Let me show you. I'm going to show you 2 new charts since they're cross stitch before I jump into punch needle. Instead of doing this during my shop update, I'll show them now. I came up with 2 new designs. Well, actually, I've had these designed for a long time, but I didn't have them stitched. I decided to release them. I'm calling them quick stitch cross stitch charts. They're going to be a new type of chart. on the smaller side, less expensive. It'll have a digital rendering photo. So I'm releasing them before I'm having a chance to stitch them, frame them, finish them, photograph them. That way I can get more things in the shop soon. The shop benefits our animal sanctuary. But my mom was kind enough to stitch these for me. So the 2 charts, let's see, these are small, you know, like 3 by 4 inches-ish. Rescue is my favorite breed. She stitched this on 14 count white Aida. I'll be finishing this for her. I have some ideas, but a lot of times I have ideas and I don't have time and I end up framing things, but that's fine. And Certified Cross Stitch Addict. You can, if you don't like pink, pick your favorite color. Change the color. If you don't like the border, don't stitch the border. Put it in a frame. She stitched each of these in a day. You know, it didn't even take the whole day. She stitches in hand. So she'd tell me, hey, I'm going to start these, and by the end of the day she sent me a picture. Look, they're done. I really like them. I think this one would look really good in like a foofy gold frame, you know, like you frame a certificate of authenticity or something. Or a pillow. Make a good pillow too. So if you're looking for an inexpensive stitch, these are in the shop. I'm going to go ahead and put these over here. We went over the new charts, and I showed you cactus ladies already. We're going to jump into punch needle. I've had a request to show the back side of some punch needles, so I will. I've been doing the Kimberbell punch needles. I really like them. They come in a kit. I'll show you a kit. I have 2 finishes to show you. This is the Shimmering Snowflake, and it comes like this one on the frame. You have to trace the pattern on the cloth, but that's very easy to do. But once you're done punching, it's done, unless you want to do something else to the frame. And it comes with, I hope that's focusing, the sparkly jewels that are on it. And those are just, I use jewelry glue to glue them on, but you can use hot glue. Somebody wanted to see the back, so I'll show the back of these 2. This is what the back looks like. Kind of a train wreck. This is what they call a flat stitch. This is what it looks like if you punch from the front. The other side, you end up with loops. You can leave it like this. You don't have to do anything with it. But before I put these away for this season, I bought some fabric Mod Podge, and I'm going to brush that over the back just to make sure all the yarns stay in place and they don't accidentally get pulled out the front. And the fabric Mod Podge is a little different than the regular stuff. It says that it remains softer, I believe, and I think you can hand wash it. I forget. I'll link it below, and if you want to read about it, you can. These I've had displayed. I've showed the Christmas ones before, but I found these great acrylic easels on Amazon. These happen to be made in the USA. I may have linked them before, or the link might have been too long, but I'll put the information on those. You can adjust them. I don't want to adjust it because they're still, Christmas stuff is still sitting on the mantle, because I'm working on winter punch needle, and they just released Valentine's designs, which I ordered this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm up way too early. There you go. I'm going to set this over here. Okay, balanced. And I just finished, and I posted it on Instagram. I need to lace the fabric to the back, but this is called the Shivering Snowman. My favorite so far. Isn't that cute? And it came with the buttons and the fabric. The fabric is ironed on, very easy to do. You do have to make the pom-poms yourself. This fuzzy texture is called loop and cut. So whereas the snowflake, you punch from the front and the loops were on the back, when you were doing this, you were punching on the back. There's the flat look. And the loops turned up on the front, and then you went back and you trimmed them and fluffed them and made them fluffy. Here's what the back of that one looks like. That gives you a better idea of the loops. And then that's the flat stitch on the front. Button eyes. So all the buttons and everything and your punch and everything comes in the kit. The only thing I need to do is get that folded, you know, to the back so you don't see it. I'll link these below as well. I have 2 more kits I'm going to work on. I have the Snow Place Like Home kit with the snowman and the house. I'm going to flip it around. See, it's got the yarn, it has the punch, there's buttons in there, there's needles in there, there's some embroidery floss in there, and the little fabric cutout for the roof. Oh yeah, you can see it in there. It's in the bag. But this is fabric, and you peel it, stick it down, and iron it on. These are very easy, and they're very fast. You can do these a lot faster than I do them. Sometimes I only have, you know, 10 minutes a night to do some crafting. This one's called Birdsong Bouquet. This one, I think I'm going to hang up in the bedroom. It's not as seasonal as the others. But I'm looking forward to doing those. I enjoy them. There are some nights when I sit down to do cross stitch and my eyes are really tired. You can just do these because all you have to do is, you know, go like this. You don't have to refer to a chart. They're a lot of fun. Okay, punch needle. Oh, I have a note to show Mom's big cross stitch finish. Cross stitch finish. I'm going to pop up to show Mom's big cross stitch finish. Cross stitch finish. I'm going to pop that up on the screen. This is called Make Today Magical. It was a 7-part series by Tiny Modernist. Finished size 249 by 249 stitches. She stitched with the called for DMC on 14 count fabric flare smoky blue. She started it February 14th, 2023, finished it in February 2024, but the frame is a custom frame. She got it framed at the attic. They do really good framing for this. She told me it took 6 or 7 months for the frame. She picked it up in December, and it was a gift. That was a really nice gift for somebody. I'll leave that on the screen for a minute. I did take a lot of pictures of her stitching while I was there over Christmas, but there's so much to show today. I'm thinking of doing a separate video or a short, something like that, and I'll show some of Mom's stitches. She's got lots of nice stuff. I'm going to move into Stitchy Kindness haul, Christmas gifts, a lot of fun stuff. I got a great Christmas gift from my parents. Mom picked it out. It says I'd rather be sewing. Yes, I know this is cross stitch, but I do a lot of sewing and quilting. And I love hats. Whenever I leave, I always put on a hat. It's just easy, and it keeps the sun off me. I burn easily, so I love hats. Let's see. I want to show some Stitchy Kindness first. I was gifted some goodies from a Flosstube viewer who, I think somebody gave these to her and she wasn't able to use them, so she sent them to me. This is a wash away foundation. This is stuff I can use when I do embroidery, so I'll definitely use this. Organic cotton batting roll and a couple rolls of the strips to make the rugs with, jelly roll rugs. I really want to make a jelly roll rug. That'll be fun. I was really excited to get that. Last time I forgot to show, Mom got me the Bent Creek Bacon and Eggs photo booth. Very cute. It has 32 count linen in it, I think. I'm so not stitching on that. So when I get to this and I start stitching it, I'll pull the fabric out. I'll probably use some of that 16 count Vintage Country Mocha I got for the Lizzie Kate piece. I'll have plenty. Because even with magnifying, 32 count's not happening for me. Mom also gave me a chicken dish. Isn't that cute? She said I could put my funky chickens in it when I'm done. I think 2 of them might fit. Chicken. It's got a little chip off the tail. I think she got it at a discount store or thrift store or something. But, you know, if it's on a shelf, no one's going to see that. Chicken dish. Okay. Gifts and stitchy kindness. My husband got me the Bird Buddy for Christmas. It's out there. I can see it. I'll go over that with the animal update. Some things that I made for Christmas. I'll hold a few up and then I'll put some on the screen. I made some mug rugs. I did the I just want to be a stay-at-home dog mom and dad. The dad one I gifted to my husband, so I'll show you the mom one. This is a Kimberbell item. It was a kit. This is done on the embroidery machine. This has a vinyl doggy bone, and these are like a fuzzy felt. The kit came with the fabric, everything you need to make that. So this is all done on the embroidery machine. Another mug rug, and I'll pop 2 up on the screen as well because I made this in 3 different colors. I made one for my mom, one for my dad, and I had to make one for me. The official cookie tester mug rug. Isn't that cute? I made this with fabric from my stash. This is an embroidery project. Again, this is Kimberbell. What's funny is it's got a, an opening in the back because you do all this on the hoop and then you put the fabric on it and stitch around it, and then you trim it and you have to turn it right side out, so you end up with a little flap. And my dad looked at it and he says, "What's the flap for?" Nothing. But my mom said you could put a napkin in it, which I suppose you could. If you don't know what a mug rug is, you put your mug, I have a bottle of water, but mug of whatever on it, and you can put a cookie next to it. You can make snacks. So the official cookie tester mug rug. Sorry, I had to scratch my nose there. And I finally made the rope bowls. If you've watched a couple of months ago, I showed some kits that I bought. One was for the round, it was called a round organizer, which means a round rope bowl. So this is the first one I made. This is made on the sewing machine. You put it together with a zigzag stitch. These kits were by Mountain Threads. I will link the kits below if I can. I got them from Missouri Star, but Mountain Threads also has their own shop. I made this one for my husband. But I also made some nesting bowls, and he ended up taking one of the nesting bowls instead to keep his keys in so he doesn't keep misplacing his keys. So here's one. And then the nesting bowl set had 3 bowls in it. 1, number 2 is on my husband's desk with his keys in it, and 3. I will say, when I made these, this one I made on one of my larger sewing machines, one of the big computerized sewing machines, and that was okay because you have to build the base, and then after you have the base, you start to lift the bowl and turn it. But when I made these, I couldn't lift and turn them because it was hitting the machine. So I have a tiny machine, and I made these on the smaller machine because I actually tried this little one on the big machine. It looked like a curvy coaster, so I ripped it all apart. I seam ripped it and I started again, and it came out so much better on the small machine. Trying to get it to focus. There we go. On the screen, I'm going to put up a rope bowl that I made for my mom for Christmas. The rope bowl I made for her has an embroidery bottom, which came off of a Kimberbell, I believe it's called Happy Place embroidery CDs. And I used fabric and thread that I have, and I made it to match their house, so it's the colors that they have in their home. And I ordered a generic rope, it's a cotton rope for clothesline, and that's what I used. It has 39 feet of rope in it. I made a little video of it, it's on my Instagram. I don't know if I can tack it to the end. If it has music, I can't, and I'll talk about that later why I can't, but you can see all the pictures. If you want to see the video, go to my Instagram. I'll put my Instagram on the screen. Okay, that's all the Christmas stuff I have. We don't do a whole lot of gifts and things anymore. We don't really need anything. We don't even need socks at this point. Actually, I have one more gift that my husband gave me. And it's buried under here. I gotta put this on the floor. And I'm trying not to turn backwards because the back of my hair is a total disaster. It's a train wreck because it's windy out. If you've been watching for a while, you know that I finished this a while ago. This is the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee cross stitch. Very big. I didn't have a frame. I was going to order a frame, but it's a really weird size. My husband said, I can make you a frame. Just got some spare wood. Okay, he didn't just make me a frame. He made me a frame! Look how big this is. This is pallet board. And when he first showed it to me, it was really gray because the pallet's been sitting on the side yard for I don't know how many years. So we got some, like a stain and a sealer product, and it took 3 coats. He put the 3 coats on it. It looks much better. He put the hanging hook on the back for me and sanded the back. I don't know if you can see this. It's got the bevel, so I'll be able to set my sticky board inside of that. And I just got the sticky board for it. I wanted to make sure I had a piece big enough to fill this frame. We'll see if it picks that up for a thumbnail. But I ordered the big sticky board, and it just got here a couple days ago with that fabric. So I'll be framing that. Here, we'll hold it up. Let's see. You can kind of see what it's sort of going to look like. It's going to look good. It'll look even better when I have it centered correctly. But that gives you an idea. There. There you go. That's going to look nice. I was impressed. He did a really good job with that. For somebody who says he's not very good at woodworking and doesn't really care for woodworking, he did a really good job. I'm going to take a minute and pack this up. I don't want it to get dirty. I can hear the bird. There we go. We're going to move on to shop updates. Yes, shop update, and then I've got some winners and a little bit of housekeeping from last time, and I'll have a giveaway this time, which I forgot to write down. Let me write that down, and my phone is flashing at me. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and pause here before I start the shop update. I have to go give Libby her medicine. She's an epileptic, and she has to have her pill. I'll be right back. And we're back, and while I was doing pill time, we got a bird at the Bird Buddy. This is the same bird that we get. It's a curved billed thrasher. I'll put a Bird Buddy video at the end. He's not eating, he's just looking around. Probably, up there he goes. Up, it stopped. Anyway, I'll put a video at the end so you guys can see that. Bags, wow. We're gonna go through some bags. I've got some small bags. And some large bags. I'm going to put the discount codes on the screen. I don't do sales coupons and discounts very much. Part of the reason is because I feel like my items are already, I'm checking the time, sorry, are already priced low enough, and I ship for free, and I also don't want to make people mad. There's nothing that irritates me more that, you know, when you buy something and the next day you see it's on sale. So I had to come up with some codes that probably are beyond what most people have used. I've got a $5 off of a 5% off $50 purchase, 10% off a $100 purchase, 20% off a $200 purchase. I hope this works. Will it focus? There you go. So if you buy $50 or more but less than 100, put in code 50FF50. It'll save you 5%. If you buy between $100 and $200, put in code 10OFF. Hang on, let me turn this around. 100, yeah, sorry. There we go, sorry. So if you buy over 100 but less than 200, put in code 10OFF100. When I'm doing this, it displays backwards, so I'm reading backwards. If you buy 200 or more to get 20% off your order, put in 20OFF200. I'll probably type these on the screen as well. I don't know if I want to put them in the description box. I really want them to be for people who are watching the Flosstube and see these codes and have put in the time to watch. I want to be able to give you guys something special to use. So those are the discount codes. Guys, girls, you know what I mean. I'm also watching my battery. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do these pretty quick. 7 bags like this. Each one of these bags, and the measurements are on the Etsy shop. These are what I would call a small, either a small project bag or a large notions bag, or if you travel and you want to put a paper bag, book, or electronics in there, you can. Each of these bags has a different, different fabrics, different top fabric, different zipper, and a butterfly zipper pull. These are also made with fabric that was from the same fabric as the regular project bags. Different fronts, different backs. They are all on the Etsy shop. And I try to coordinate the butterfly with the zipper. Blue. Oh, I didn't show the inside. I'll show the inside. The inside of these are all the same. Sorry, it's dry out there. That's the bee cross stitch fabric. I believe that she calls it pebble. It's like a gray color. Fancy zippers, butterflies. Blue zipper, blue butterfly. Flowers on the back. Yellow zipper, yellow butterfly. This is a red zipper, and we've got a two-tone pink butterfly, and a pink zipper, pink butterfly, and these are large lobster. I knew it was going to do that for at least one of these bags. Large lobster clasps, so if you want to take this off and put it on something else, you can. Check the shop, grab a bag. In fact, I think if you grab, let me grab my calculator. If you grab yourself a regular size project bag and one of these bags, you can use that code for the 5% off $50. And I do realize that physical goods, if you've been watching, they're only for customers in the US just because of shipping, and especially, gosh, overseas, there's like the VAT tax, and the European Union just came up with something where you have to put all this, just these crazy labeling requirements. I can't do it. If you're overseas and you see something you really want, email me and we'll figure it out. Chicken bags. These bags, there's 4 left. I had 6, but 2 of them got picked up right away. Let me try and get the focus. These beads are silver, luster, agate, and hand-painted porcelain beads. There's a cow, a pig, and these backwards. Rooster charm. You can take this off and use this as a scissor fob. Again, this is what I was talking about where I had to cut a strip cut of fabric. That's not how I would have chosen to cut the fabric, but that's how a lot of these were in this jelly roll. So what I did was I went on to Etsy and I found some yardage of the chickens, which was very hard to do because it's not a brand new fabric line. We have a white top, a green top, and the backing on this one is, again, I was limited on yardage. I used some strips to make the backing big enough. And they all have the fancy zip. I have them zipped inside to protect them, and that's what I do when I ship bags. They'll be zipped inside, and I do have to fold so they fit in the envelope, and I ship them in a pattern envelope. So, oops, hope I didn't bump that. White top, green top, peach top, and another white top. I'm going to move these off, and we're back. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Valentine's Day bags. That's it. I had some mini charm packs of Sincerely Yours fabric, and it was enough to make 4 bags. Patchwork Valentine bags. These have a little beaded zipper pull. These beads are candy jade, and then the silver tone accents. Big removable lobster clasp with the, let me move that over so it focuses, kind of antique looking heart. You can pull that off. On the inside, it's a Lori Holt lining. It's like a crosshatch. It almost looks, when you look at it from far off, it almost looks like a light pink, so I picked that for the inside. These all have different color zippers, and the tops are a little bit different, and the backs are different. Here's the first one. This one has, it's called a bubblegum pink back, is what I called it. This is the purple back. Nice dark purple. These are all quilted, and I forgot to show my serger's back from the shop. I serge all the seams on the inside. So when I construct the bags, I sew the bag together, and then I go back over it again with the serger. This one has a red back and a red zipper. And pink zipper, and I think I called this salmon or coral back. That's it for these. No more for these. Like I said, I found some mini charm packs and decided to try making bags with mini charm packs instead of a strip set. If you're new, all the money that I raise from the shop goes to help our animals. My full disclosure, my Etsy shop made, they tell you how much revenue, just over $3,000 for the entire year last year. That does not include anything like that I buy to make to sell things, any of my supplies, or of course the time you put into things. We probably spend that in 2 months. So thank you to anybody who shopped. It clearly goes to the animals, no worries. These are made with Lori Holt stitch. Oh, see, that's the lining fabric that was in the Valentine bags. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I managed to make 5 more of these. These all have a little zipper on them and different color zippers. I think the linings on these, yeah, the linings are different. So when you look at the pictures, some of them have this lining, and it's all Lori Holt fabric, and some of them have the other lining. I'll show you. Ooh, there's a bird out there. Not on the camera recording Bird Buddy though. There we go. Pink top, gray zipper, pink on the back. White top, green zipper. There's the back. This has this lining. I like to do light colored linings on the inside so you can see what's in your bag. Blue top, white zipper. Look that up. There are going to be some vinyl front Valentine bags. I ordered the vinyl from somebody on Etsy, and they're snowed in, so they haven't been able to ship it yet. So they'll come closer to Valentine's Day. White top, blue zipper. Blue top, yellow zipper. I have a couple more styles to show. These are the tea bags. Wow, I only have 3 left. I made 6. So I sold 3 already. If you want one of these, grab one of these. I can't duplicate. I do have more of this tea fabric, but not all these exact prints. If you want one, grab one. And I believe I have them listed by the color of the top. Oh, this will be easy. There's 1 green, 1 pink, and 1 blue left. The zipper pull, again, extra large lobster clasp. Easy to take off, use for other things. Oh, that's Libby. Teacups and teapot. I have no idea what she's barking at. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, you want to come say hi? Come say hi. Let's say hi to Jacqueline. This is Jacqueline. We're going to talk extensively about Jacqueline in the animal updates. She's a Chiweenie. She's very tired. She's having a little bit of a hard time. So we had a couple of vet visits, and I'll go into detail and I'll show more pictures. Right, baby? Yeah. She says, Libby woke me up. I was sleeping. Okay. Bye, everybody. I'm going to let her go back to sitting on her couch. Ready? And we're back. Green top. Pink top. Blue top. The backs on all these are also different. Blue has the solid back. Pink has a striped back. Green also has a striped back. I really wanted there to be bags in there because I kept running out of bags. So you've got your pick right now. I made a bunch of Christmas bags and I got them in right before Christmas. I've shown them before, so I won't go into detail, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 of these. They have a different top and a different back. So grab a bag for your Christmas in July, next Christmas, that kind of thing. Christmas. And then I made some a little bit of a different style, and they're a little less expensive because I didn't do squares. I was able to use the strips. This is another example of, I use the strips in a jelly roll, so how they're cut is how they're shown. But check these, they all have different tops and different backs. Grab a bag. Lots of bags. Thank you for everybody who shops. Appreciate it. It really does help us with just veterinary bills have become really expensive. We really do appreciate it. And we have several animals on medications as well. And our outdoor animals have heated enclosures. Okay, bags and charts. It looks like, I think I'm okay with the battery. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm down to 1 bar on the battery. I need to talk really quick about winners. Let's do it. We're going to do winners who won last time, but I'm going to do some quick housekeeping. On Flosstube 16, I talked about this P. Buckley Moss, the person who made a comment. I have not heard from you. I've not gotten an email from you. Please go back, watch the video, send me an email. The person who won the ornaments. If you sent me an email, I didn't get it. I've been checking my spam folder. My email will be on the screen. If you haven't watched the Flosstube 16 and you entered for this, go back and watch it. Find the giveaway winner section, see if you won. I have 2 to give away from last time. I had a mystery piece of linen. Here we go. Okay, so the winner for the mystery piece of linen, your YouTube name is SharJ57. I'll put it on the screen. Send me an email to azfamilyzoo@gmail.com. Let me know you're over 18 and tell me where I can mail you your linen. Congratulations. Maybe you can tell me what count it is. This is small. I wouldn't be surprised if this was, it's at least 32. It might be a little smaller. Winner of the Trail Creek Farm, Slim Jim. This goes to Gina Sexton, 9200. I believe you might have been, sorry, birds again, you might have been the only one who entered. But enter my giveaways. You always have a good chance. I don't know if people don't like to comment. I'll get a decent amount of views for my channels and only a couple people comment. Email me. I've talked to you before. I know you're over 18, but tell me where you want me to mail this and I'll get this out to you. Thank you to Char J and Gina. We'll get those out. For this week, I will do a giveaway of any chart from my shop. So if you're looking for a Valentine's stitch, well, I may not film again until Valentine's Day or shortly thereafter, but you can pick any chart from my shop. The reason I'm doing that is it's easy for international too. If you're international, these are PDF. I just email them. And I really want to get, you know, I've got 4 things here to mail out. I want to get that taken care of before I do another physical giveaway. If you want to win one of my charts, comment the word ZOO, Z-O-O. Comment below. Please like the video and subscribe. And then comment ZOO. And that's how you can enter for the giveaway. I'm going to move it along before the bar goes all the way down. There's going to be pictures on the screen for the animal updates. I am going to say that, sorry, windy and birds, very distracting. I probably need to close that window, but then I lose my light. The last video, Flosstube 16, when it first posted, there's a dog buggy ride and it had music. And a day after, a full day after, it had been on YouTube and it got, probably 100 views, which is good for me. In the first 24 hours or so, I got a copyright flag, and I purposely found that music on YouTube, and it was no copyright music. And then when you upload to YouTube, it supposedly scans everything and makes a quick scan to look for things like copyrighted music. No problems were found. Like I said, it was up. It was no copyright music. And it flagged me, so I had to go back and scrub the music off. So it has this weird like background noise running behind it. When I post videos from now on, I have to post an original version, not the versions I post on Instagram. I'm just not going to mess with music. Okay, moving on. Animal updates. Jacqueline. There's going to be a series of pictures for Jacqueline. She had a vet visit on December 22nd. And she had a vet visit Monday of this week. December 22nd, I took her to the urgent care. She has pancreatitis and chronic gastrointestinal issues. If you're squeamish, plug your ears for about 30 seconds. She had really bad mucousy, bloody diarrhea to the point where on December 22nd, when I took her in that night, my husband said goodbye to her. I held her up to the other 2 dogs that we have and made sure everybody got kisses because I didn't think I was going to be bringing her home with me. The urgent vet did blood work. Her liver is starting to go, but everything else looked fairly decent. He did an x-ray and he saw thickening of the lining of her intestines, and his big concern for that was that it's either just due to chronic inflammation due to her GI issues, or it can be cancer. The only way to get a definitive diagnosis would be to do a biopsy, which I wouldn't do to her. She's 16 years old. And even if you biopsied and found out if it was cancer, chances are there's really no good treatment for it. So it's not beneficial to do that. As kind of a last-ditch effort, we went home with her regular antibiotic for her diarrhea. She'd already been on it for a few days. It wasn't doing much. And he gave her another medication. He said give it 2 or 3 days and that she would either get better or we really would have to make that awful decision that nobody likes to ever have to make. But as a pet owner, sometimes you're forced into those decisions for the comfort and well-being of your pet. About 3 days later, she was doing great. She was running around, eating, drinking, peeing, pooping, barking at my husband. You'd never know she was sick. It was unbelievable. So she finished that off. It was a week's worth. Did really well, has been doing really well, but all of a sudden this week on Monday, just took a turn for the worse. So I took her back to the regular vet. We decided to try the same course of medication, and they also did a stool sample analysis. They did not find any parasites. They didn't find any bacteria, anything yucky. So she just has chronic issues, and it's going to be a balancing act of making sure she's comfortable and happy and all that stuff. We also have to watch because the vet this week detected a heart murmur, which is new for her. She didn't have one before. Now, so the liver's, you know, her liver's starting to go, the heart is starting to go, but she's not coughing or wheezing or having any trouble with her breathing. So we started her on the new, you know, the antibiotics again that the ER vet gave her. We're going to do that for a week. Monitor, see how she's doing. She seems better today than yesterday, which is good. We'll see. It's one day at a time. It's very difficult because she's had a couple really bad ER vet visits where we took the time to, you know, say goodbye and prepare, and have kind of been crying over it for a while now. It's a little bit of a yo-yo, but as long as she's happy, and you can tell when she's happy and she wants to eat and she's running around, we'll keep giving her treatments and let her keep going. So right now she's a little tired, but she's definitely better today than yesterday. Oh, the bird buddy. That's the next thing we're going to talk about. I will put up some pictures. At the very end, I'll put some videos from the bird buddy. My husband gave me the bird buddy for Christmas. No birds are going to it. So I hung up a bunch of other feeders. You'll see that in the picture. This is on our side yard. You have to have Wi-Fi for the bird buddy. And I can't put it in the backyard where all the birds are. We're just not really attracting birds to it. We get the same bird, the one that I held my phone up. He comes usually twice a day for breakfast and dinner. And then we also had a cardinal. I'm going to have to pause here. I think my dog needs to go to the bathroom. We built an outdoor area for Sweetie. I'm going to put pictures up on the screen. You can see Libby checking it out and saying hello to Sweetie. This is because Sweetie's regular area where her heated house is, it's just not getting sun, and she's got to have sun during the day. So once the sun hits the yard, we pick her up and we put her in the sunny spot. And then at night, we make sure she gets back into her heated house. She's really been enjoying it. Sweetie is a sulcata tortoise. She will get very large. She seems to like it, and Libby likes stopping by to say hi. I'm going to put up some videos. I'm going to run through those before I do that. Thank you so much for watching. Watch to the end if you just want to watch some random animal videos, bird buddy videos, good stuff. Make sure to stop by the shop. I'm going to show these codes one more time. I'm just going to leave them on the screen. You can take a picture with your phone or whatever. There you go. 5% off 50, 10% off 100, 20% off 200 or more. Thank you for shopping and helping to support our animals. Really do appreciate it. There you go. I'm going to put up 3 videos in no particular order. I'm going to put them up however it's easiest to put them at the end. Bella, our potbelly pig, celebrated her gotcha day, which is their adoptiversary, if you want to call it that. I made a video of that. I'll put that up. I'll put up some videos from the bird buddy, and I'm going to put up a video of Jose the chinchilla just because he's really cute. I'll put those up. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget, grab a love to stitch for Valentine's Day. And if you're looking for a quick stitch, inexpensive stitch, certified cross stitch addict. I can't even see the camera. I'm hoping that's showing. Rescue is my favorite breed. And for a free stitch, on my website at the bottom, grab your cactus ladies and then the little cross stitch stitch. Thanks for watching. Here comes some animals. Bye everybody.